What's up, everybody? How you doing? Doing all right? Good. Well, as some of you may join, I thought it'd be a really cool idea to just maybe do today's episode of the Sweet Deat thing live. And I don't have all my camera equipment quite jiving with Facebook yet, but I mean, or excuse me, YouTube. But I feel like it was just important with everything that's been going on with the the Facebook live streaming and all that stuff that my produced videos may take a little longer to put out than um, what's happening in the world. So I figured it'd be a good idea if we just talked about it live. So um, hoping this is all working and everything. So whenever I post this, hopefully everything will sync right. But we'll see how it goes. And if I need to redo it, I'll redo it at some point. But let's dive into it. So Facebook is starting to crack down on live streams, and everybody kind of knows that at this point. Nothing new to report here. Um, the whole music community immediately erupted when they released that press statement saying they were going to crack down on all of these people playing copyrighted material online through their platform. And also, I did a video a few months ago on Facebook signing a licensing agreement that was slightly more favorable um, than, say, YouTube's licensing agreement with the PROs and the labels and those and that sort of stuff, just to sort of incentivize people to start releasing original content on their platforms. And in their latest statement, they sort of made reference to that as far as that they had struck a deal on their licensing agreement and that they were also not going to disclose all of those details because those details are, quote, confidential. Um, Makes me wonder how many pennies on the dollar everyone was sold for. but uh, but anyway, the whole idea here is that they're cracking down on these live streams, and they don't want people playing music that they don't own um, on their platform. I think that has the most to do with it. And once they signed this licensing agreement, I'm sure they were like, well, if you want to get into this game, you got to play by the rules. And I'm pretty sure they didn't want to pay a bajillion dollars in lawyer fees to essentially um, allow this to continue. So, making this slight adjustment to their platform from Facebook's side of things, they're basically just passing the buck along because they don't want to be held liable. And so now they're going to start policing your live streams and seeing what kind of material you're playing and what you're doing. What kind of concerts are you throwing? And I read something interesting this morning, and I got it on my phone here. So I want to pull that up as I speak here. I saw something really interesting, um, and it was just an update on this whole thing and basically some clarification that they gave. Um, and I wanted to read that. Let's see, where is that article? I had it pulled up. Um, and forgive the rawness of all this. It just seems like everything's happening so fast. I can't put out a produced video in time um, to handle all of the things. So uh, all the all the new information that's coming out. So let's see here. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding this article. Uh, let's see. Try a different method here. All right. Man, the article that I had. Well, anyway, I'll just link it because this is taking so long. I'll just link it in the comments below so you can read it too. But essentially, it's everything that we were talking about, and they also gave some very interesting insight about the way they want you to live stream and the way they want you to basically, you know, put things up. They do not want to be a long form platform. They don't want. I think it even cited in the article that um, the longer your live stream is, probably easier it is going to be. It's easy. The easier it's going to be for them to find you, um, and then they're going to, strike you down with all their vengeance, especially if you're playing copyrighted material that you do not own. So there's a lot to that. I mean, a lot of musicians out there right now are making a lot of money, or making a decent amount of money from playing covers and getting by in this pandemic. But the truth is, they don't own that material, and the industry was not ready for any of this to come along. Um, the uh, the laws aren't in place. The sync licensing laws only really apply to pre-recorded video, not live streaming. So um, there's there's an honor system with all that for sure, but like also there's no way to really police it. And I'm really interested to see how well Facebook actually polices it. I mean, they're threatening to ban your page, they're threatening to, strike you down and all that kind of stuff. But I'm really curious to see what they do and how they're able to do it. And sort of, are they going to give you like a three strikes and you're out kind of rule like YouTube? Because there's not been a ton of information shared about all of that, other than they're just threatening to strike down your page and delete you. You know, but the fact of the matter is that Facebook is not your platform. It's a free platform, and they gather your information and sell that to advertisers. That's what it is. It's a fun platform to play on. It's one of the best platforms in the world, if not the best platform in the world. 80% of the world is on Facebook. So if you're advertising a product or doing anything like that, it's one of these platforms that just literally is the best there is. It's the best bang for your buck. And sometimes we get very controlling about, this is my space. This is, not to actually use the social term MySpace, but this is like my cyberspace, but it's not. It's Facebook's, and so they make the rules. You're living in a Facebook world, and Instagram. You're living in an Instagram world, which is also owned by Facebook. For those who don't know, so the the moral of the story here is if it's not your music, you shouldn't be playing it, or you should be doing it behind a paywall that will make it a little harder for people to find you and police you. So, just off the top of my head, if you have a small group, maybe you don't have a lot of followers and you really rely on Facebook for your you really rely on Facebook for, like, just people stumbling into your page and then wanting to give you money. This is going to become a little harder for you to do this for sure. Um, and that kind of sucks. But again, it's not your material. It's whenever you go into a club and you play music, your that club is paying ASCAP and BMI, a blanket license fee to for you to go in there and play those covers. If you ever go play, say, like Eddie's Attic, a great club here in Atlanta, um, if you play a cover song at their show, they are going to charge you per song that you play. It's on their spreadsheet. Whenever you get handed, the payout at the end of the night, that you were deducted $5 or whatever it was for that one song that you played that was not your own. Um, so it's kind of one of those situations where you just got to play by the rules, and the rules are catching up to the technology advance here. And uh, and Facebook is starting to probably feel the heat after signing that licensing agreement with the PROs and rules to get to get all this you know to get all this stuff happening for Facebook Watch and everything, it's obviously that it's coming around to where we are now. So, um, my advice, if you were to ask me, I want to play covers. That's what I do. I play covers. People like it. People pay me. They tip me. Um, I don't know. I'd be interested to see how well they demonetize videos, or if they're going to do anything like that. On YouTube, if you upload a cover song, um, they'll demonetize it because you don't. If it gets above certain views and it kind of gets into their spectrum, they'll find you, they'll strike that down, and they'll say, "Hey, that's not yours." And also that depends on how aggressive the band management or they are. Like, for instance, the Eagles are like notorious for finding you. Don Henley will find you and you know sick the lawyers. He's got like 20 people on staff that literally just scour the internet looking for people reproducing their content to strike them down, to monetize them, etc. Um uh so that's sort of, that's the game we're playing now. Since this is cyberspace, and not a club, somebody has to pay those royalties, and being that Facebook is so expansive, I just can't imagine that the bill would be worth it to them. So I'm sure that's the reason why they've come to this place, where they're just not interested in anybody um, playing covered or copyrighted material on their platform and being held accountable to the fire. I mean, I don't blame them. Um, it sucks for us musicians, but that's the way it's going to be. So if I were you, we have until October 1st. October 1st, they start getting real. So you've got like 15 days or so. Um, if you really want to fast forward and generate an audience right now that could maybe follow you to a platform that could then, you know, hear your cover songs behind a paywall, say like a Patreon, for example. Although I'm very interested to see how Patreon is going to react with this also, because at some point, I'm sure they're going to come along and they're just going to say, "Hey, uh, we know what's going on behind that paywall." Uh, I, I'm very interested to see how that evolves. But for now, that might be a good lateral move for you. Uh, all this technology is just totally revolutionizing the industry so fast that it's almost impossible for us to keep up. Which is why I'm doing this video, because I can't make a produced video fast enough in the way that things are evolving here. So I figured it'd just be good if I just got on today and made today's episode live. So raw and all the errors involved. So quick recap. Um, you have until October 1st. Then they start striking your videos down, or suspending your pages or giving you warnings. I don't exactly know all of that information quite yet. I've seen varying articles online talking about things, but the one thing is for sure, they are going to strike down your page if you keep doing it, and they keep seeing you. They are prioritizing smaller clips, so they don't want you to be online, I don't think, from what I was able to gather from this article that I will tag below, um, when I find it again. Um, they want you to do smaller clips. They don't want to be a long form um, type of thing. So maybe a song at a time, if you're going to do a live stream or something. Which again, that sort of defeats the purpose of getting everybody there and keeping them around for a while to make money. But they want to prioritize smaller clips, not the longer form. That has been said. So uh, if you want to continue live streaming, find an alternative platform. Uh, People are saying like Twitch is, the new thing, and everybody's going to move to Twitch now. But Twitch is going to have the same, which is owned by Amazon, by the way. Uh, Twitch is going to have the same problems eventually if they're not already feeling it. So all of these moves are just lateral moves. I would be more interested, if I were you, in trying to find something that was more permanent, so you didn't have to keep moving your audience from platform to platform. You know, follow me here so that you can watch me here. That sort of move gets old after a while, and I guess that's something I need to sort of investigate what platforms are out there where you can just be yourself, and you can just live in that space, and it's a private forum. Um, it just makes it harder. It's not going to be as easy anymore. And um, I believe in the statement also, Facebook was really trying to encourage creativity and original content. So, no matter if you're a guitarist or a drummer or whatever it is, coming up with original content is going to be, your best way of doing things. They just don't want to pay these fees. And, you know, I'm sure the bill was huge. So, that's why we're here. So anyway, as I get more information, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to put out a video or do another live stream like this and just let people know about what's going on. But again, stay tuned. Oops, that was my phone ringing. Um, stay tuned. I'll keep you in the know, and we will get through this together somehow, some way. All right. So if you get any information that's really cool, leave a comment when I post this live stream. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think this is fair. Tell me if you think it's not fair. Tell me if you think what you're going to do. Like, what are your solutions to the problem? Um, what options do you think we have? Um, Creative thought wins here. So that's kind of the point. So anyway, until next time, I'm Sweet Deat and love you and hope you're doing great out there. And let's connect soon. All right. Take care.